All right, so my experiment, or at least I believe my experiment didn't work quite so well with the glitter into acrylic pouring medium. And the only reason why I say that is because I was also using extreme sheen. So I was using this paint as well as this glitter here, the Midas Touch glitter from Just Resin. And yeah, the products are too similar, I think. So I just don't think the experiment went well because it wasn't obvious it was glitter. So we got to do something about that. Howdy, howdy, this is Clara Lawrence. Okay, so phase 2 of this experiment with the glitter into acrylic pouring medium. So as you guys know, Tish Winters from the Artist Haven is teaching me acrylic pouring, and I know she's ecstatic every time I put out a video. It's like, I'm converting her. No, you're not yet. I like playing with all the stuff. But in experimenting with it, in my true sense of, I wonder how this will work, I just was noticing that, okay, so this is this particular paint in pouring medium, and I'm using this pouring medium here, the mix. So it comes off a really nice gold, and let me zoom you in a little bit. You can see how it does a little bit of a sparkly bit. If I get my finger out there, it'll focus on the gold. It does a little bit of sparkly bit right there on the edge. Well, this is the glitter here, and this is Just Resin's, whoops, there we go, Just Resin, and it's Midas Touch gold. That's what it looks like in resin, but when you put it into pouring medium, it looks like that, and it has little sprinkly bits, kind of similar to what this looks like, very close. So this is super, super fine, and this is a little bit more coarse. So it's too close to me that I think that it doesn't quite pull off the whole glitter theory. So I'm gonna go for something I know is dramatically different. We're gonna do some halo. So this is like, you know, disco ball in a cup, I always say. And this is another Just Resin product. And my buddy Erica, Silver Halo, over at Arts Till Death, carries all these resin products. But the reason why I want to try the glitter that's designed for resin is that it's super, super lightweight, and it's designed not to sink in the resin. So resin being super thick, but it also acts similar to like a pouring medium does. And I know pouring medium is probably not as thick in viscosity, but I would imagine it still floats. And so far it floated with this. So we're gonna give it Halo a try, and then we'll definitely know this works. So let's have some fun. And I think I'm gonna do the same thing I did before. I think I'm gonna do a flip cup or some kind of dirty pour technique, and then I'm gonna run some lines with Halo. So I'm gonna try Halo in both areas. So I'll pour it into my dirty pour cup as well as pour it separately. So yeah, let's see how this works. Cross our fingers. Okay, so I thought I'd bring you along in the mixing process too. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna zero out my cup, which means that the scale is including the weight of the cup into the zero. So that way when I'm adding liquid, I'm only measuring the amounts of the liquid, not the liquid plus the cup. So when you're dealing with smaller amounts, you need to keep that in mind. And I'm gonna put in like 3.5 ounces. Okay, 3.6. Shh, don't tell anybody. Maybe 3.7. That's me getting really excited. Okay, put a little bit back. 3.5, 3.6. Okay. Are you sure? Stay. All right. Now the halo. Now, this is probably more by eye than anything else. Usually with the paint, we get up to 4 or maybe a little under, depending on how That's not even registering. Oh, there. Okay. That's quite a bit of glitter. Now the glitter's not really going to change the color too much of the solution. Like with resin, it'll float in the mixture and it doesn't change the chemistry at all. So I'm assuming it's going to do the same thing with this. So the pouring medium is going to act like my adhesive. I'm just kind of mixing this in a little bit just to try to see how well it looks and if I think I need to go with more. And I kind of did the same thing with Midas Touch on this one. The paints I'm a little bit more concerned with. I think I'm going to put a little bit more in there. So the scale was mostly for putting in the same amount of pouring medium that I normally do in these cups. Okay, I might have to order some more Erica. And when the pouring medium dries, it dries clear. So your glitter is suspended and then will dry clear with the adhesive properties of the pouring medium. So that can be fun. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna get the canvas set up and my colors I'm gonna use. All right, I'm gonna give you the layout of the colors I'm gonna use. First off, I've got Amsterdam White in here. Obviously, you know about the halo. This is Golden's Prussian Blue color. Nice deep blue there. Mermaid Scales by Primary Elements. Another Primary Elements, Papillion. I suck with pronunciations. I'm so sorry. Third one, Boysenberry from Primary Elements. And I believe, I didn't mark this one, I believe it's a golden black. We'll just say it is, hopefully it is. Because I don't have any black paint and it doesn't look like it's got a shimmer to it. I do have a black flash and I don't think that's it. It's not behaving like a flash. So I bet it's golden. All right, let's cover this up. All right, we're gonna put a base coat of Amsterdam White on here and then get started with the rest of it. All right, let's layer up our colors here. Start with a little bit of white in the beginning. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of silver right at the very beginning. And then I'll put a little bit of silver right towards the end. So that way, or I should say halo. So we know it's in there. Halo right there. A little bit of black. Got to be mindful of black. Black and gold kind of are those colors that always seem to take over easily. All right, let's see. I'm going to backtrack it a little bit and get some more of this papillion in there. End it with some boysenberry. Yeah, I never tried to really go for a bullseye, but I definitely have one now. If you guys don't know by now, a lot of you do because you've followed my videos. I usually put some kind of color dot on my lid. Of course, you can't tell because there's so much purple on that lid. Now let's try this one. Okay, so that's mermaid scales, and it gives me an idea that it's a shimmer and what kind of color it dries as. And I do this with resin. I do this with my acrylic paints, any kind of alcohol inks, you know, that the color might shift from a liquid state to a dried state. That's why I do that. And plus it also makes it real easy for auditioning colors. Well, I put the halo on the lid. It's not completely dry yet, but this is showing real good possibilities. I'm excited. All right. Yeah, we're just gonna do a flip cup. Here we go. Because they're kind of fun. Do you need any more reason than that? I mean, look at what's coming out of here. That right there, it's already gorgeous. All right. Just waiting for the colors to come down a bit. Already seeing a little bit of sparkle here with the halo. All right, let me bring it down. While we're waiting patiently, you can see this. So we're seeing a little bit of sparkle there from the halo. That's fun. It kind of reminds me of ocean pores with resin right there. Okay, here we go. See if I can do this handheld at the same time. That's pretty. All right. Okay, now what I did before is I wanted to apply some lines in there before I started doing my tilting. So we're gonna get some of this. I'm gonna do a couple of thin lines. Or at least what I think it's thin lines. All right, let's stop so I don't get too much. All right. Tilting time. Okay, here we go. Go this one corner first. I always second guess myself whether or not I have enough paint. And I think all my aqua is going to disappear. All right, second one. Get back to the middle. Hesitate. I think I'm talking to myself more than anything. Yeah, I'm certainly you guys do this too. When you aren't used to a particular medium, talk to yourself about, okay, I need to do this next and this next. Go back to the middle. horizontal here real quick. Good with this edge. Keep the dark and try to bring this down here, see what happens. So the halo sprinkled around nicely. Almost gives it kind of a galaxy pour kind of a look to it. Like instant stars. All right. Now I normally do this with resin, so I kind of want to do it with this as well. Okay, I'm gonna go on and do it. Well, you guys are used to acrylic pouring and going, no, don't do this. But I'm gonna do it because I can't help myself. Okay. Just a little bit. All right, I'm really liking this over here. I like the purple overall, but basically to me it looks like a big purple piece. Now granted, I've got halo in there, but I want to have more. Pull this forward and bring it back. So all I'm doing is tilting it forward and bring it back just to get a little bit of a blend. Makes sense in my head. Follow some natural lines there. Trying to get a skinny line started. That is not a skinny line. Okay. Now the only reason why I'm doing this is so I can incorporate it into the piece. So it makes sense. Otherwise it looks like I just poured some paint on. Right. to use this same thing, but I'm picking up some purple over here. I'm going to see if I can. I just wanted it to blend in a little bit with the other colors. I think I made that a mess. Let me try this. I'm trying to get it to come back out of the cup again. There we go. Okay. Right. It is done, I think. Yep. Okay, so we got the big halo that I poured in, and then we got little hints of it sprinkled throughout when it was mixed in with the dirty pour. So we should get a good idea of how the glitter works. All right, let me bring you guys in. All right, so this has got some really nice detail spots. I'm gonna zoom you in. Shoop. Got some nice blends in there. I don't know if anything's gonna happen with that as far as any kind of cells, but we will see. I got some subtle ones coming in here, which is okay. I wasn't trying to get cells, so that was the reason for the whole project, is all that halo. And you can see a light dusting of it when I go to the angle right there in that blend area. A little swipe there. Yeah, I'm happy with that. All right, let's put that guy away and let it dry up nicely, hopefully. Cross our fingers. Yes. There you go. All right, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, definitely hit the bell to get notified next time I put a video up. And check out the links in the description below. Artist Till Death is where I get my resin supplies, and also this halo, because it's a resin product, but it works in acrylic pouring. Also, there's my Amazon store link where I've got other art supplies listed in there. I get a tiny bit of commission, but it doesn't change your price at all, so click away. And my Etsy store, I've got a lot of pieces of artwork up. In fact, I need to update it and put a bunch of acrylic paintings up too. There you go.